Back on the show, you know who he is. Shane Burgos is going to be taking on Calvin Kattar coming up here at UFC 220 on January 20th. Shane, what's going on? How are you?
Not much. Thanks for having me on, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to talk to you as well. And it's been a while. You haven't fought in a little bit. It was back in July. And, of course, here we are in December talking about a fight in January. Did you want this much time off? I know you've been pretty busy the last year and a bit. But how did this sort of work out with you fighting in January as opposed to sooner?
Yeah, it was good. I actually did want time off. The only reason why I wouldn't have wanted the time off is if they offered me the MSG card. So obviously I'm from New York, so I would have took that in a minute. But I did want a nice little break because I pretty much had back-to-back training camps, so my body was a little run down. And this has been perfect. I've been able to spend some time with my daughter, went on a couple of vacations, so it's been nice.
Where'd you go on vacation?
Went to Vegas right after my last fight.
I remember this. We talked about this. Yeah, how was it?
It was awesome, man. I expect if you love food, Vegas is the place to go. And right after a fight, when I can eat whatever I want, it was just a food trip pretty much. It was awesome.
Good stuff, man. I'm glad you got to enjoy it. I know we talked a bit about this off air. I know you won't be in Vegas for Jimmy Rivera's fight. Unfortunately, those flights are pretty pricey there. But that's still kind of cool that Jimmy's going to be on this big card as well, and got a huge fight against John Lineker.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's going to be a freaking awesome fight. I'm really excited for that fight. If that doesn't get fight of the night, I'm going to be shocked. But, I mean, I won't be shocked, actually, because I think Jimmy's going to actually finish him. So that might get in the way of his fight of the night bonus.
There you go. That sounds great. Let's talk about your last fight. You get the unanimous decision win over Godofredo Pepey. Were you happy with your performance? I know it wasn't a finish, but it was a pretty dominant win.
Yeah, I was happy with it, but yeah, it wasn't a finish, so I'm not 100% happy with it. I'm content with it, I'll say. Not really satisfied, yeah. I always want the finish, man. Especially, I feel like I should have finished that fight, but I felt like that for the two decisions I had. At least they were dominant. At least I got 10-8 rounds in both those fights, so I'm happy with that, I guess. But I want the finish.
Now you're taking on Calvin Kattar, who of course won his UFC debut in July. He beat Andre Fili, and were you surprised at all to get this matchup? Because you've had a couple wins, and you know Calvin just has the one fight. Was this a matchup you were expecting?
I was looking at the rankings, and not the rankings, just the roster and stuff like that, and thinking about different names. I know that his debut fight was on short notice, and that was a big win for him. So that pretty much automatically springboarded him into the mix. So I did have him as one of my guys that I thought I might potentially get a fight with, even though he's only 1-0, but he's got a lot of experience, so it doesn't really mean anything. So I did have my eye on him. Yeah,
and he's got the 17-2 record. How do you feel like you sort of match up against him in this fight?
It's going to be a fun fight, man. I'm excited. I think I match up well against everybody, so I'm excited for this one, though. It's going to be fun because I think he's going to try to stand, and that's what the fans want to see. It's his hometown. I think he's going to try to give him a show, too. I'm always trying to give him a show, no matter if it's my crowd or their crowd or wherever the crowd is. I'm always excited to put on a fight, not for me, but for the fans, too. So.
Yeah, and I think the pretty exciting part about this is, obviously you're a New Jersey, New York guy, and you're going into Boston. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that as far as rivalries. Did that sort of add a little bit more to this fight?
No, not at all, man. A fight's a fight. If I fought him in the Moon, I'm still going to be fighting just as hard. You know what I mean? It really does not matter the location. The boos I'm going to get or whatever, I drown that out completely. All the cheering I get, I drown out, so I can't imagine boos affecting me or anything like that.
How's training camp going? And, obviously you're at Tiger Schulman's and all that. How's all that going? Who are some of the guys you've been working with for this camp?
It's awesome, man. I got some really good training partners. I've been doing a lot of boxing with a lot of pro boxers. And my main training partner is Jimmy Rivera, you know him obviously. Julio Arce, who you know I'm sure now. He has that Dana White's Contender Series. He should be going into the UFC any minute now, man.
And one in Glory too. I mean, I don't get what's going on here. This guy keeps winning, and they're not signing him. So
yeah, man, if you saw that last fight in Glory, it was a beautiful performance. That second round, he came out storming the dude. The kid's got cardio for days, and he threw like a 30 punch combination or something like that. It was crazy. But so he should be coming up soon. He's always one of my main training partners because he pushes me so much. I also got Mike Trezano. He's another one of my main training partners. He's pretty much the same height as Calvin, so I've been training a lot with him. He's 6-0. Dude's trying out for Ultimate Fighter. He came back from Vegas a couple days ago, tried out for Ultimate Fighter, so we'll see how that goes. Another guy to look out for.
Good stuff. I always like hearing the plugs for the up and comers. How is the weight cut going? I mean, obviously, this fight's coming up here, in about a month, but I imagine that process sort of already started.
Yeah, it started. I'm being a little bit more strict, especially right now because I want to be able to enjoy Christmas a little bit. So I'm dieting really stupid strict right today, yesterday, the day before yesterday, just so I can enjoy at least like 3 Christmas cookies or something like that, man.
Yeah, that's it.
The holidays I hate fighting during the holidays, but I got enough time that I'll be able to eat a little bit
Yeah, that's a good strategy. You know, really just go hard for a little bit, then, you know, get that little break and then go hard again. That way you get to it's not completely ruined, right? So
yeah, and it's a mental break too. This is my first Christmas with my daughter too, so I want to be able to relax and enjoy it a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to stress out or be crabby or grumpy or anything like that.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. How do you see this fight sort of unfolding on the 20th? You know, Calvin's a guy who will bring it. I mean, you saw that last fight with Feely. He definitely went out there and surprised a lot of people. How do you sort of see it unfolding?
That's going to be a good fight, but I feel like I always bring it too. So, I mean, it's going to be two guys meeting in the middle. We'll see whose will is going to be stronger. I believe mine will be, and I think I'm going to get the finish in this fight. I think that every fight, obviously, no disrespect to my opponent, but I see myself finishing everybody I fight.
How would you sort of rate your 2017? You know, you went out there, you finished Charles Rosa, and of course, you know, your last fight, you got the decision. Like, have you been satisfied with how the year has gone so far as 2017?
Yeah, definitely was satisfied. It was the best year of my life. I had my daughter in 2017. I had 3 UFC fights, 3 wins. Even though I had 2 UFC fights technically. Two big wins. I'm excited for the future, but I'm happy with that year. But I definitely want to make this next year even better. And I think UFC 220 is a good way to start it.
Has it hit you yet that, you know, you get a win here and maybe another one? I mean, you're going to be close to a title shot at this point. I mean, 10-0 record, you know, even coming in, you know, you had the undefeated record coming into the UFC, but I mean, you've got some really impressive wins. Again, finishing Charles Rosa earlier this year, no one's done that. So, I mean, that's, you know, that speaks for itself.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy when you think about it. It's pretty funny. I don't think it really has hit me. I don't think it will hit me until I get that huge name or that big marquee fight. So until then, I think that's when it's just going to slap me in the face, honestly.
We got Christmas coming up next week. What is Shane Burgos' favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah.
There's 2. Elf. How do you not like Elf? And then the other one is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nice, the Tim Burton movie. I like that.
And that's like my childhood right there. So I love that movie.
Awesome, man. Well, Shane, it's always a pleasure talking to you. I appreciate you taking the time, especially we're coming up to the holiday season, and everyone's got to check out this card. It's UFC 220 coming up here January 20th. It's going to be a stacked card. I can't wait for this one. Shane, just remind people where they can find you on social media, and I know you got some sponsors, so by all means, plug away. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, my sponsors. Eat Clean Bro, awesome to keep my weight down low. NutriBio, best supplements in the business. Thai Gear, Fight Gear, best gear in the business. My team, Tiger Showman's, all my training partners, my family, my friends. Thank you all. Love you all. You guys can find me on Twitter at Hurricane Shane B, on Instagram at Hurricane Shane _, and then I have my Facebook fan page too. Thank you again for having me, man. Always a pleasure talking to you.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.